Let's see if this live will work. So yes, indeed it does. So today I'm going to show you how to create a Clubhouse profile generator. You know, if you take a look at those profiles, they have these kind of strange looking corner radiuses. And we are going to talk about that today, and we are going to build out a SwiftUI app which generates these kind of borders for our profile images. Really, really nice. So while we are at it, make sure that you check out store.rebeloper.com/SwiftUI camp. I will get into that in just a second, but let me just show you what we are going to build out today. And make sure that you leave a comment in the chat. Let me just refresh my chat window right over here. And it's under videos. Yeah, it's not coming in just yet. Let me just sign in. Yes, so well, yeah, just a second here. So next. Okay, just some technical issues. I will have to dismiss this. I will ask my assistant to do this in just a second. So please sign in. Please sign in here. Please. So I'm already signed in. Yes, let's see if I can see my, I don't know how to see my my chat, please. Okay, so while we get to the chat, let me just show you what we are going to build out today. Sorry for that internet. So we are going to build out this application. So let's select the profile picture here. Really nice. And we can just go ahead and add some border radius here with a stroke. And you can go all the way down. You can go crazy with it. But let me just start right over here. And then you can just change your color. Just have it like this. Really, really nice, right? And you could just save it. And it has been saved to our photo library. So let's check that out. Let's see how that looks like. Okay, photos. And there it is. And now you can upload it and make sure that your Clubhouse photo, profile photo will stand out. Like you see right here, mine. Okay, so yes, that is what we are going to build out today. And we are going to have a series this week on Clubhouse. Special views in SwiftUI. Today we are going to build out this profile generator, but yeah, make sure to check out these week's live streams. I'm going to go live as I see it fit on the evenings. But before we dive into today's code, because we are going to build out this from scratch, let me just remind you that SwiftUI Camp is once again live. So SwiftUI Camp 2.0 is live. Last time we built out the iMessage app, and this time I am going to build out the Clubhouse app for you. And yeah, go ahead and check out the link in the description where you can find a discounted coupon. Yeah, let me just tell you a little bit about SwiftUI Camp if you don't already know. So what this does is basically have some meetings with me on a Zoom call where I teach you all about SwiftUI, like the basics and a lot of advanced stuff by building out one of these really nice apps. And this month it will be Clubhouse. So yeah, these will be 8 Zoom sessions. And each session will be 2 hours long, 1.5 hours me coaching you how to build out this app, and half an hour Q&A for all of you. Now, I must remind you that there are only 5 seats available. So first come, first serve. Make sure that you reserve your spot. And we will have these sessions 2 sessions per week. So this is a 1-month project. So that will be all about the Zoom session. So let me just show you what we will cover. So yeah, we will be building out the Clubhouse app and most of its UI. So go ahead and check out the link if you do want to have a little bit to take a look at this page a little bit more. So we will be tackling 2 major topics, and one is the views and the second one is data flow, because as you know, SwiftUI doesn't really work without properly understanding data flow. So the first module will be our UI, and you will see that here we are going to have a lot of views. And by the way, if you just scroll right on this page, you will see all of these views built. Now these views we will build out each and every one of them, like you can see it right over here. As you can see, it's exactly the same as in the original app. Now we won't build out the actual functionality, that is a lot more to tackle, but you will learn a lot by building all of this out in SwiftUI. So go ahead and check it out. The second one will be module 2, the data, and all of that with the understanding of these property wrappers, states, binding state object, and of course one extra point here for preference keys and maybe app storage. And yeah, take a look at the testimonials also. And by the way, if you are already here and you would like to learn how to build out this kind of odd corner radius for our profiles, and along the way how to build out your own profile generator for Clubhouse, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps with the UDL algorithm. Let's see how far we can go, how many likes do we get. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. And let's see, I see Ahmed. Hello Ahmed. Please type in the chat, where are you from? I'm really interested. And yeah, also do type in your questions as I'm typing out the code. Okay, so let me see here. Let's jump into the code. And what I did here is just prepared a sample code here with some minimal added code. And that is, we have our content view, which has some state variables. I will go through them when it's appropriate. And this view, the profile image view, which we will export. And here's some functions that we get the profile image width, the corner radius, and get the Clubhouse color. Okay, so as you can see, some of them are commented out, and that's because you want to, first of all, add some extra files that I have prepared that I don't really want to touch because it's not the scope of this tutorial, and that is the navbar accessor and the view plus. Go ahead and check out the link in the description for the resources. You want to sign up. It's a one-time sign up for my site, and then you just have all the resources for all of my YouTube videos, and just scroll to the current date. Okay. So yeah, you want to add these 2 files in here, and you also want to have added a SwiftUI Plus. Now SwiftUI Plus is a GitHub repository that I'm working on and still building that out. But yeah, this alert manager is from SwiftUI Plus, and this color initializer is also from SwiftUI Plus. Okay, hello Ahmed from Kuwait. Great, great. Thank you for adding that into the chat. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you do like my teaching style. Okay, so let's go ahead and add as a Swift package, SwiftUI Plus. So we want to go here, click on the plus sign and search for SwiftUI Plus. Great. And hit return so you can search for it, and let's select this one and then next. Okay, so now you want to go ahead. Now this is on the 0.0.142 version. So if something breaks, make sure that you select this one in the future. Okay, let's click on next, and that will be downloaded. And finally, let's click on finish. And now we will be able to uncomment all of these? Well, first of all, let's import SwiftUI. Import SwiftUI plus, not just SwiftUI, but SwiftUI plus, and then we can uncomment these. We also have access to the alert manager and then to this color initializer. Okay, so we will use this as I will code this along, and you will understand what I mean right over here. Okay, so first things first, let's add in our profile image view. Now this profile image view is a Z-stack currently, but this will be the view right over here that we are going to take a screenshot of. Just go ahead and take a look at the view plus, like take screenshot right over here. So we are going to take a screenshot of and then save it to our photo library. Also, saving to the photo library, while we are at it, make sure that you add under the info plist file, just add privacy and photo library usage description. Let's add in here a string. If I could, let me just move this away and then just add it in. Save your profile images. Okay, so you have to have this in order for the system to be able to save the screenshot onto your photo library. Okay, that is that. So let's go back to our content view, and now let's start typing away. So I'm really interested about this body, so we are going to build out this view. Well, first of all, let's create our profile image view, which is at the top, and that profile image view starts off with our Z stack. Now let's see, do we have a comment right over here? Yes. Zod, hi Alex, long time no see. Zod from California. Hey Zod, long time no see from you also. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you do like it. Okay, so let's talk about this kind of view. This is the most important view. So this will be, well, a little bit interesting to say the least, but let's start off with that. So first of all, we want to have this stroke color as the background, and then on top of it, we want to have an image. But that image, when we do have an actual UI image, like you see right now, it should be an image. Otherwise, it should be a system image that we can tap on to show our image picker. So yeah, a little bit complicated, but you will see it as I type this out. Okay, so first thing first, let's start off with the stroke color. So here we go, stroke color. And this stroke color, of course, has to have a frame, because otherwise it will just fill up all the view. So the width, if you see these kind of strange view modifiers, make sure that you add SwiftUI Plus. I added a lot of cool stuff in there. So yeah, go ahead and check it out, SwiftUI Plus. So the frame should be, and we have already here, get profile image width. So I'm just going to add it in there. So the profile image width should be the UI screen's width and minus 40, because I'm trying to add paddings of 20 and 20 and also on the top. Okay, next up, we want to mask this, and here comes the secret sauce. If you go to the View Plus, you will see this view extension, and it says mask rounded rectangle with a corner radius. Now, this will just mask with a rounded rectangle, of course, the corner radius. Now, the secret sauce is the style. It should be continuous. So let's go back and use this newly created view modifier. So dot mask rounded rectangle with the corner radius, and the corner radius is this one. Now this has some magic numbers, as you can see right over here. This is what I found to work best. Now if you do want to have it as a smaller, you might want to change this percentage. Go ahead and experiment with that. Okay, so that's our stroke color. So yes, so next up, let's just add in our image. So that would be right over here. And that image should be like two types of images, as I told you. So I'm going to start off with our group because we are going to add that inside a group. And first we need to see if there is any selected image, and that selected image is actually a state variable right over here, which is set to nil. So let's just start off by if selected image, if let selected image. So if we do have that available, if selected image, there we go, or else. Now, if this is a selected image, then we actually want to use image. There we go, image. And with the UI image, because the selected image is a UI image, and then we just go and bang that. No, we don't have to bang it out because we just if let unwrapped it, and this needs to be resizable. Let's add in here an aspect ratio, the content mode dot fill, not just fit, fill, and then a frame. I think the frame should be the same, so let's just get it from here. And also I think the corner radius. Okay, that's great. So we have our image. Next up, if the selected image, so we don't have this selected image. If you recall at the beginning of our video, we had this camera. So let's just add that in there. So over there, we want to have actually Z stack because this image should have a grayish color. Now we will add this kind of Clubhouse background color, as you can see on the image right now, but the actual tappable image should have a gray color. So let's add in here a Z stack, and then color dot system gray and 5. That's what I found to be really nice. And then we want to add image, and now system name and camera. Okay, let's have a foreground color here of dot system gray free. And yeah, by the way, this is coming from SwiftUI Plus. You will have to add UI color, open parentheses, dot system gray. Okay, and then we want to set a size, a font for it. So let's create a font here, system size and design. Size should be maybe 100, and design regular, weight regular, and design rounded. If you take a look at the actual Clubhouse app, you will see that all of the fonts have a design of rounded. So this is really nice. And finally, we want to mask it. So let's just copy this out and paste it in there. Okay, so what do we want to do when we are going to tap on this image? Because not just when we have our camera image, even if we want to change our actual image. Well, let's just add in here on the group an on tap gesture. So dot on tap gesture, and we want to present the image picker. And that will be done with the is image picker controller presented. So is image picker presented dot toggle. This is also a state variable right over here. So yes, that will be added right over there. I'm going to add the image picker in just a second, and you will see how all of this comes up. But let me just go forward. And first of all, we want to, by completing this profile image and adding forward our frame, because maybe that image will be a lot larger, so we want to constrain that to this actual frame. And then we want to add in a scale effect, so dot scale effect, and we want to choose the one with the size, and here we want to go CG size and width. And what do we want to have in here? Well, let me just show you what. So we are scaling it down and scaling it up. So we want to have a percentage for the width and height between 0 and 1 according to the stroke width. We will change the stroke width when we are changing this toggle right over here. So this width will be actually like this. So get profile image width. We want to remove the stroke width and then divide it by the get profile image width. Okay, and the same goes, and we want to add, yeah, basically that's it. Okay, and then we want to add it also for the height. So that's our scale effect. We'll see this in action in just a second. And finally, we want to also mask this. Okay, so there has been a lot of code, but what you want to do next is just go and select profile image view, and let's just take care of our body. Well, right over here, I'm just going to remove all of this and start a VStack. There we go. And let's just add it in here, and let's add a padding of .top and -20. Okay. And let's just add in here a spacer for now. Okay, let's see how this looks like. So I just select iPhone 12 and let's build and run. Okay, so let's see that. Let's just wait for it. There it is. Really, really nice. So what do we actually want to do on this VStack? So let's add, before we move forward with the other views, let's just add in here uses alert manager. So this is how you initialize the alert manager. Just create a state object and then add to the root of our view hierarchy uses alert manager. And when we get there, we will use this alert manager to just simply present an alert, an error alert, like not an error, a success alert, basically. You will see how easy that is. Next up, we want to add a background. So we just go background, and right over here, we are going to use get Clubhouse color, and we want to make it to ignore the safe area edges. So ignore safe area. Okay. Let me just build and run so you can see that actually, yes, we do have that. And what's going on? Yeah, so currently we are not spanning to the whole width of our screen, but we will in just a second. So yeah, at least you can see the background for now. Okay, next up, we want to add the actual image picker. Now, of course, you know, there isn't something as the image picker controller in SwiftUI, but in SwiftUI Plus, I have built something like that, exactly like that, with the UI view controller representable. So we want to present that image picker view inside a sheet. So let's just go sheet and choose the one that is presented, and just bind it to is image picker presented, you know, the one that we just recently toggled. And on the content, we just want to remove, first of all of this junk and start typing out UI image picker view. So this is what you want to select, and allows editing and source type. We can just go with the default one, so we only need the delegate one. So the delegate method is really, really interesting. You can get the image or the cancellation right over here. So UI image picker view dot delegate, because that's where the delegate lives. Open parentheses, and now you will see all of this is presented, did cancel, and did select. So is presented, we want to add in this binding again, because that will link the sheet to wherever we are dismissing the image picker view. Did cancel. Here we get back a controller, but we don't really mind what type of controller that is. You can just have it if you have like multiple image selections. Let's just print out here like cancelled. Okay, and on the did select, now we have a UI image picker result. Okay, and there are a lot of stuff on the result. Go ahead and check out the documentation on that. But what we are interested in here is to get the image, and we are going to add that image onto our selected image. So result.image, and that's it. Now, when we select an image, the selected image will be populated, and of course, because we have added like binding that to the profile image view, it will be populated right over here, and we will test it out in just a second. Finally, we want to know if we do have a navigation bar, and if that navigation bar has a height, because we are going to take a screenshot, and we want to have the screenshot from the top, so from right over here. And for that, we do need to know if there is a navigation bar height. And that one comes from, let me just show you, from this navbar accessor. Go ahead and check out. It's just diving deep into UIKit. Okay, so we want to go background, there we go. And right over here, let's just add our navbar accessor. There we go, with the callback. And we are getting back here a navbar, so the actual navbar that we grabbed from UIKit. And here, self navbar height, and we need a dot here, navbar height equals, and that is our navbar dot bounds dot height. Really nice, right? So yeah, this comes from UIKit. As you all know, SwiftUI is built upon UIKit. Okay, so let's just test it out. Let's see how this looks like. We added quite a lot of stuff here, and let me just tap on this. As you can see, it just popped up. Let's just choose this. There it is. If you tap again, you can choose another one if you wish. Really nice. Great. Okay, so what else do we want to add in here? Now we actually want to customize this. And for that, we maybe this is going to be presented in an SE. So let's just start off with a scroll view. And right over here, right before the spacer and the profile image view, let's add our scroll view. Okay, so that's one thing, and I really like to divide things right over here. So let's add in here our divider, and let's add a padding for that, maybe horizontal and -20, so it will just span that background all the way out. So let's see how that looks like. And yeah, really nice. Great. So what are we going to add first? Well, first of all, let's take care of the stroke width, and we are going to do that with a slider. So let's just add in here a few more lines, and let me just go all the way up. And let's add a text first, which will display the actual pixels or points of that width. So stroke width. And let's just have it as an int value, because otherwise that stroke width will be CG float. So stroke width, there we go. And let's just add in here some fonts also. So font, let it be a system size, and maybe 16, and the weight of regular, and the design of rounded. Okay. So next up, I want to add a slider, and that slider will have a value and the range, and basically that's it. Maybe some steps, but let's just start off with the value, and that value will be our stroke width. So stroke width. Okay, and this closed range, it should be between 0, so 0, and this needs to be a CG float, so we want to add in here CG float, and get profile image width. Okay, and finally I'm just going to add in here a stepper, so step, and let's have it as 5 because I don't want to have it as a 1 1 1. I'm just going to step it up by 5 points. Okay, let's see how that looks like. And yeah, as you can see, it's already working really nice. What I would like to add in here first of all is a padding for this scroll view, let's just add in here a v-stack so we have also some spacing. So let me just copy this out, paste it in there, and let's add in here some spacing of 12 maybe. And on this v-stack I should just simply add a padding right over there. Let's build and run one more time, and there we go, much better. Now let's just add in a new divider because next up we are going to take care of our stroke color. So divider right over here, and this one actually should have a padding only on the trailing part. So padding dot trailing and -20. Okay, that's our divider. Now it's time to add a color picker. So color picker, there we go. And there are quite a lot here. I'm going to use let's see, the one with the title, the selection, and also with the supports opacity, because I don't think that it should support the opacity right over here. So this one, and the title should be stroke color, really nice. So stroke color, the selection, the binding stroke color, and supports opacity 4. So we are not going to support opacity. After that, I want to kind of have a little hack here that I haven't shown you just yet, but I would like to just select the actual background color, like this really nice background color from Clubhouse, and edit that as a stroke. So actually you will just shrink your profile image just for laughs. So let's have in here a button, and that will be a button with an action. And let's see, for the label, let's have a text here, and that text should be set stroke color to, and well, maybe Clubhouse color. Okay. Let's have a font here. Come on, font of well, let's do the same. So let me just copy out this one. Okay, now what should this do? Well, let's just set the stroke color to equals to a get Clubhouse color. Okay, so that's that. Let's just build and run, and now we will be already be able to set some colors. So let me just make this a little bit larger, and then let's change that. Really nice. Also, if we just set the stroke color to Clubhouse color, we'll see that it's really fantastic. So it's moving away, and if I just select any of these images, you will see how awesome is that. Okay, really nice. Next up, we actually, what do we want to do here? Let me just see my sheet here. Yes, we actually want to save it. Finally, we want to save it. Let's add in here our divider again. There we go. Let's just have it, and let's create a new button with an action and label. Nice. And let's have in here a same text like this one, but here let's just add in here save image. Okay, and maybe the weight should be bold or bold. Let's just have it as bold. Why not? Okay, so what should we have in here? Well, first of all, we want to make sure that we do have an actual image. And we will do that with an if let statement. So if let image equals, and profile image view dot take screenshot. Now this profile image view, if you recall, it's the whole thing and at the top, and then we need to set our origin and then its size. So this will be a little bit complicated, but you will understand once I type this out. So the origin is actually the point at the top left where this square should all start, and the size is actually the width and the height. So let's start off with the CG point. There we go, with an X and Y value. And now for the X value, we want to go 20 pixels down because that's our padding. Now for the, 20 pixels from the left because that's our padding. And for the Y, now this is complicated. First of all, we want to make sure that we subscribe, if available, the safe area inset. So how do we get that? Well, we just go UI application dot shared dot windows, and we want to grab the first window and then safe area insets dot top. Now I know this is a mouthful, but that's what it is. Next up, if there is any navigation bar height, then we want to add that also right over here. So nav bar height, you know, we got that with that UI kit stuff. And then we want to add in possibly 1 pixel for the divider on the navigation bar height, so +1. And then we want to add that padding, so +20 on the top. Okay, that's great. So I know it's quite a lot, but let's move on to the size. So CG size, and that will be with width and height. Now the width and height are relatively simple because all we want to do is get profile image width, and the same will be for our height. Okay, so yes, I think I didn't, yeah, we do need here completion. Let's see if we can have this completion. Yeah, we do. I think I just didn't use the right take screenshot function. So we are going to have in here completion. So if that is available, then we want to write it onto our photo library. Now again, this is a little bit UI kit like, but bear with me, it's just one line of code. So UI image write to saved photos album, and you want to select the image. Okay, so if the let image is equal, so it's not the completion, it's the if let unwrapping of our image, and everything else should be nil. Okay, nil. There we go. So now if this succeeds, we will have our image saved to our photo library. If that went okay, we want to go and have an alert manager. Okay, let's see. We have somebody on the chat. Almanac. Yes, hello, Almanac. I hope I didn't butcher your name right over there. Hello, where are you from? Let me know where are you from, and go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you do like the content. And before we do the alert manager, let me just remind you that all of this, of course, is a part of a Clubhouse UI. And if you do want to learn to build out Clubhouse as a UI, go ahead and check out SwiftUI Camp, where I will teach you how to build out Clubhouse. So all the UI that you need, go ahead and check it out. It's at store.rebeloper.com/SwiftUI Camp. Go ahead and take a look at these nice images that we are going to build out. And you can see we have the profile, we have the upcoming for you. We also have this home view with the start button, really, really nice. And we are going to go with 8 Zoom sessions. So I'm going to build this out with you. On each session would take 2 hours, and I would just type like work 1.5 hours on the particular code, and then we would have a Q&A of 30 minutes. Now, seats are limited. There are only 5 of them. And yeah, go ahead and check it out. This is what we will cover. We will cover the views, how to build all of these complex views out. And I'm going to talk about also the data flow. So yeah, take a look at how many views we are going to build out. And about the data flow, we will cover MVVM. So yeah, so SwiftUI is really, really awesome with MVVM. And all of these state binding, environment object, environment app storage, preference keys, all of that good stuff will be covered. So even if you are a newbie, you can come and join, because I will start from scratch. So if you don't know anything about SwiftUI, you will love it. And if you are kind of wanting to level up your SwiftUI game, then you should definitely join, because there will be a lot of like really cool tips and tricks. Go ahead and check out the testimonials. This is from the previous one, because in the previous one we just talked about, we built out the iMessage app, and yeah, this month I thought that we should build out the actual Clubhouse app. So go ahead and check it out, store.rebeloper.com/SwiftUI if you're interested in the discount, go ahead and check out the link in the description, where you will be taken to this page. Okay, so let's just go back, and we were at the moment where we saved our image to the Photos album, and now we want to actually go ahead and show an alert. And let me just show you how easy it is with Alert Manager. So Alert Manager.show, and we are going to use the one with the dismiss, and let's just use the one here with the success. Okay, title, we can remove that because it will be used by default. It will say success. Now the message will be successfully saved, successfully saved image to your library. Okay. And the dismiss button, we can just remove it safely, because if we do, then the default OK one will be used. Right, let's just build and run and see how all of this looks right now. So let me just select one of these images. There we go. Let's just have it in here like so. Maybe let's just add it really nice. Let's select maybe a yellow color, orange maybe. Okay, and then let's save it. Okay, so this is our prompt. We want to add access. Let's allow access to all photos, and then it will be saved. So let me just take a look at what we got here. Really nice. And yeah, then you can just open up your Clubhouse app and update your profile with that. And I believe that's it. If you did like this video, go ahead and do give it a thumbs up, and leave a comment down below. Or if we still have a few more minutes, go ahead and ask your questions in the chat. And yeah, I'm really eager to see those likes. If you do like it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And I'm going to have a lot of these live streamings during this week while SwiftUI Camp is open, because only if there will be, so if all of the 5 seats will be taken, I'm closing SwiftUI Camp at that moment. If not, I'm leaving it as open till this Sunday evening. So make sure that you go ahead and check it out. Read all of the description right over here, what you will get. And yeah, hopefully we will see each other inside SwiftUI Camp.